Welcome to Coffee and Cannabis. I'm your host, Alyza, and this is...
Corey, what's up?
And today we have a very, very special guest. Listen, this is our very first episode that we have a guest with us, and I just had to make it a hometown homecoming. So, Hatham.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? Hatham.
Clap it up, show some respect on his name.
Yes, put some respect on his name. Yo, a lot of the
you.
challenges that we've been going through, this guy is kind of like paving the way. Like, there's still barriers, but it's like if the road kind of has some elevation, he's like flattening it just a little bit. Like, he's going through it first, and you're like, oh, I see the trail. I see the trail. He's really been a pioneer in a lot of things that have been happening here, especially in Jersey City. So today we're going to learn a little bit more about his story, talk about what he's been doing, how it's been going. We'll get into our segment, and then at the end, we're just going to talk about what's going on in Jersey cannabis. Like, what's the state, what's happening with these licenses, why we not seeing a lot of people get online, a lot of different things like that. So, but before we get into it, you already know how we do. Today, we just got Cafe Bustelo. We just had to throw it back. We wanted to make this real Jersey City. I'm just some regular Latin coffee. Y'all know I'm Latinx, Puerto Rican, so we're going to have the Bustelo. I am smoking from Smokehouse. What was it again?
It was the Bubbaloo.
Bubbaloo. So that's what I'm going to be pairing with my coffee here today.
Yep.
And Corey, you got the same thing?
Nah, I got Gushers.
Corey got Gushers.
And I got a Bubbaloo.
All right, so...
What you smoking?
I'm smoking on that Boston George, again, from Smokehouse.
The legend.
Cannabis, yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah, so let's just get right into it.
Yeah, first and foremost, thanks for having me. I appreciate you I appreciate the invite, showing me your spot, beautiful location, and where you're about to embark on this journey.
Yes.
I think that we're all trying to
Blessings.
see the light in the tunnel with, but yeah, congratulations on moving forward, on getting to this section, and of course the podcast and shit like this. I love stuff for the culture, and I love authentic people that implement their ideas and just like peace of mind and anything. So. And
it's always dope when we can like weed out the real from the fake, because you're gonna go into that in every industry that you're in. But when someone is kind of doing something right alongside of you, like everybody sees this type of stuff as competition, but it's like there's not that many other people we can relate to. And we need each other to be able to be like, yo, how'd this go? Yo, how'd this go? Yo, I need an attorney for this. You know somebody who does that? Yeah, there's a grant for that. Like, that's how you build community, and that's how you really show love. So I felt like I always had that from you. So, like I said, we had to make sure that we was the first one
anytime. And I'm grateful to be an opportunity where I can pass that on, because I feel like that's the ultimate currency that we have now, is the transfer of information, right? Is whatever we know, and how can we pass it on? That's how some of these groups of people are like flourishing so much, because that's how they kind of move around, right? They kind of share information with each other. Yo, use this person.
Shit, we have the same lawyer.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rosemary.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shout out to Rose.
Shout
out to Rose. Rose, if you ever watch this, shout out to you.
We put her through it.
Yeah, she's definitely a warrior for sure.
Hey.
Yo, but she helping both of us win. Our whole squad is winning because
everybody
of her.
win.
Yeah.
Hey, just real quick, first guess, you future guess. He brought gifts. He brought all the packs, all the loud packs.
Yeah, you already know.
We like gifts in weed form.
Set the tone. Set the tone. But listen, so let's get into it. The first thing I want to be able to tell the people is like, tell us a little bit about your journey, because, of course, I do my research. I do a little bit of digging, and I knew already that you own the Clearport in McGinley Square, Jersey City, and I knew that you do some DJing, some hosting, some graphic designing,
He's a Renaissance man.
A little bit of everything.
It sounds like a hustler, and I just want to know, like, can you just walk me through a little bit of your story, how you got here?
Yeah, for sure. So, I started off in the corporate world. I started working for like Bank of America, Honda dealership as a business development manager. I worked in Target. I worked in Modell's. This was from 16 on to like 20 years old, 21 maybe. And what happened was at 16, when I was during high school, I met a good friend of mine, and he opened up a consignment store for sneakers. And this was before Instagram, before MySpace. This was actually during MySpace. And you know, before the sneaker
Throwback.
culture is what it is now. Like it was a time where when you saw somebody wearing a dope pair of sneakers in the mall, you're like, all right, he's in the subculture. So he understands what's hot when Nike SBs were hot and whatnot. So we used to always travel to these shows.
I don't know what you're talking
about. Yeah. No, I see that. I told you. I gave you your props. I love it. So, So, you know, at that time, we kind of I kind of saw the consignment shop that he was building. He couldn't sustain it, so it went out of business in like a year. So I went back to the corporate world at 16, you know, and did my own thing and just learned a lot about running businesses and things of that nature. I left NJCU, and, you know, I was always hometown. I always stayed here. So later on, he was opening up a store, same dude. He was opening up a store with another individual. And he was like, yo, I'm about to open this up. I was always good at marketing, always good at blogging. So he was like, yo, why don't you come and run this for me? You know, actually, I approached him and I was like, yo, I want to leave the bank. Let me come and run this for you. And, you know, he was like, yo, I can't afford you. I can't pay you what I could pay you, this and this and that. Right. What you need to be paid. I was like, yo, fuck that. Just pay me $500 cash a week. And I'll leave that. I'll leave. At the time, I was 21. I didn't have any bills. No. I was like, yo, I'll do this. Leave the bank and come run sneakers, and I can figure out how to make more money. I was
and you're doing what you like.
Yeah, I was like, no brainer.
The pay was in the game.
So we ended up opening up a store in Montclair, New Jersey, called Takeover. Shout out to Shah, you know, and they gave me an opportunity, and I ran the store. I learned a lot, and then we opened up a second store in Jersey City in the Heights. It was called Takeover. It was Takeover Jersey City. The partners got into differences, and they split up. One kept one store, and another one kept another store. And they're just like, yo, where do you want to go? And my loyalty was to my boy that gave me, you know, that love since I was 16. And I was like, yo, of course, I'm running with you, dude, you know? So we got on board. We changed the name to the original name. And then you know, I helped with the marketing, with the, like, I was there every day. Everybody in the city knows. They're like, yo, this is your store. Like, you know, I was part of the starting the store. The part of the story. We opened up a second location. And you know, just on and off, just growing the business. It came apart like 5 years afterwards. We got into our differences, and he was like,
"That's a long run."
Yeah, it was a huge run, and it was a beautiful run too. You know, I can't lie. It was a beautiful run. It made me who I am, and like I met a lot of celebrities through it. You know, I got to show my personality, show my strengths. I learned a lot about business. You know, so I'm forever grateful. We got into our differences, and you know, he was just like, yo, I can no longer afford you in a sense. Like, yo, I was paying you a lot. You know, I was getting money. So I was like, you know, we parted ways. Then I had a clothing line at that time, too. So I had a clothing line. I did a pop-up shop over here in the Heights, which I think the location is about to be a dispensary now coming up. Okay. But throughout all that, I was always throwing parties, okay? Yeah. I was always throwing parties. I was never a DJ, but I was an MC. So I'd pick up the mic and just hype up the crowd, get everybody moving. So I was always throwing house parties since I was like 19 just to pay for rent. And then people always knew me for throwing parties ever since high school. And then it got bigger where I started renting out venues and, you know, putting my own DJs into place, getting the production side on lock. And then we just started growing out that aspect. So I was throwing parties throughout there. So once I left the sneaker shop, I was like, yo, what do I do? Like, I got to start hustling, you know? I got to really do. So I started picking up everything. I started doing graphic design, which I was always good at. Started throwing parties. I did my clothing line for a little bit. And then I was like, yo, let me open up a store. Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to go work for Foot Locker at this point in my life? I was like, no, I can't do that. Like, everybody knows me for this. So I was like, you know, let me embark in let me take the money that I made from that and then just like transition into my own store. So I had this crazy dope idea where I was like, yo, what if I created, it was the Jay-Z line. It was, I don't land at the airport. I call it the Clearport, right? Clearport is what you call a private airport. And I was like, yo, what if we built an airport where people come shop, you know, come get fly.
Yep.
It's like, damn, that's hard, you know? And ideas to me are like, I love good branding. I love good ideas. That's what I really fall in love with. So when I got that, I was like, yo, let me just design this. I designed the store myself, implemented it in the middle of McGinley Square, and I kind of, you know, just went through the motion.
Yo, his store is fire too.
Yeah.
It's so fire. It looks like an airport.
That location is important to you though, because you're like from there, right?
So So I was born and raised here in Jersey City, but mainly I went to PS11 with this grammar school, which is like 2 blocks away from there.
Okay.
I played ball in the Armory, which is like right up the block. I got locked up right in that corner for weed, and for stealing a car.
Wait,
like
where
when I was
the Armory
younger.
was?
Yeah, the Armory. Right in the Armory, right in front of Chicken Delight. We got locked up right there. So it's like a block away. So I could see where I got locked up from my location. My uncle used to have the spot next door to mine, which I just took now where I'm moving to Clearport. My uncle used to own that spot, and used to be a poultry spot. This was like 10, 12, 20 years ago. My family's been here since like the 70s.
Yeah.
Opened up one of the first Arabic food markets right here on Sip Ave, So we've been a part of this community forever. So
No, but that's super dope to be able to like see, to look at the area that you got arrested in, right?
Yeah.
And to say, I'm part of this community.
Yeah.
I'm building something. I'm building wealth. I'm building a
Buying
brand.
I
I'm
grew
building
up right there on Vroom Street. That's where we got in trouble.
That's
I got locked up
crazy.
right on Vroom Street too. So this is like we cause trouble and havoc around
Yeah.
around this radius. And for me to have a store there now, as we got older, I'm just like, this is insane.
Yeah. Well,
is
listen,
insane.
that brings me to my next question, which is I'm sure everybody wants to know what the drama is between the schools. So for context, when I was talking about that road that Hay has been paving for us, he's getting sued from Hudson Catholic and St. Peter's. It's Hudson Catholic, right?
No, what, the lawsuit? The lawsuit is from St. Peter's.
It's from St. Peter's.
Yeah.
Okay, but the other school had a problem with it as well.
They were one of the objections, yeah.
Okay. So the school doesn't want his store to be there because for whatever reason, they are a religious school. They have demonized this situation, but also demonized him and kind of been bullying him to an extent. But a large part of it is that they just keep telling him, like, just move your store. And I think a lot of people don't understand. Like, I get that some people want to be in weed because they know that it's a profitable business. And we obviously want that too. But there's a little bit more with all of our stories and reasons why there's a connection. So I just want you to be able to share more about that story, but also why it's important for you not to move it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a big surprise for me too, especially how we found out about these objections, because when you go through the planning board, you have to kind of send a notice to all the property owners within a certain amount of feet
and
of
you
your
did
location.
everything legit too. That's
Yeah,
the other
of
part.
course.
Yeah.
We followed the rules. I paid the right proper people,
Paperwork,
the right proper people to get involved. My lawyers, my application writers, everybody that looked over these laws 4, 5, 6 times to realize, we're not in the wrong. We're following the rules. These rules are put in place. As long as we color in between the lines, we should be all right.
Yep.
Going through this journey though, and then we had to, we had to send out notices to all the property owners within 200 feet. And McGinley Square is a busy spot. And it was over 200, 300 property owners that we had to send it out to. Two of them being these schools that are in between, where I'm in between of. Mm-hmm. So we never knew there were going to be objections until the day of the planning board meeting.
Are you the right distance away from them though? Because I know that that's a part of this.
So there's a buffer. There's a buffer that you have to be above over 200 feet.
Okay.
From a school.
Mm-hmm.
Hudson Catholic. My front door currently right now is 193 feet away from it. Okay, so I'm inside the buffer, but I have a back door that's a little further. That's about 203.8 feet away from the school. So I moved my front door because the law says your front door has to be X amount of it. So my front door now becomes this door.
Yep.
And this becomes an emergency door or a secondary door or whatever it is.
Wow.
So you flipped the whole layout of your location
Exactly.
just for this,
Just for this.
for them to still have.
So then they had a problem.
People
They
don't
said,
understand the levels of creativity you need, and getting a location is one of the hardest
Dumb
parts
hard.
of this process. So the fact that he was able to use his same operation and just genius.
So we
bro.
had to hire
Genius.
a land surveyor. They come measure the distance between 2 points, measured that, and then we had the planning board meeting, and they claimed their objection. And then St. Peter's and then the university next to us just built a dorm next door. So the problem is right now is, the high school doesn't have a problem with it anymore. They
Okay.
just said, just open up past a certain time, let us bring the kids in, which is reasonable. Okay, I'll play a game. It's
Yep.
a reasonable ask. That's
Yep.
fine. But other people are like, no, we just don't want you here. You should move. You should pick another spot. you know, everything would have been good if you just weren't here. I'm like, I've been here for 7 years though. Like, you just built that 2 years ago. So it's certain things like that, but it's like,
And
what do you have
from there?
And the whole situation is, the law says a school, you have to be 200 feet away from school. A school, by law, is everything K to 12.
K to 12, yep.
Yeah.
Not a university.
Not a university.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy to see how this will play out. You know, a lot of people are like, yo, you're fighting a giant. This is a political beast that's been here for 150 years.
Yeah, but they're low-key bullying you.
But at the same time, I'm like, yo, I've been fighting for everything my whole life. You know, like, what's gonna stop now? Like, why would I stop now?
Different.
But they didn't ask the liquor stores to move?
There's a bar across the street. There's two. Yeah, it's all these objections where I'm like, I know everybody kind of sees it, but I'm like, there has to be a bigger voice than them. And so it's like, we're going to court now, and we're just back, you know. So it's like, let's see how this plays out. But knock on wood, you know, inshallah, it's just gonna work out the way it's supposed to work out, and we'll get to.
No one can stop us for you.
Yeah.
No one can stop us for you.
It's destiny. Everything's written already.
Yep.
Facts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Listen, this makes me so happy because I'm just so proud of you, man. To like
Thank
hear
you.
your story and even to know about, you know, getting arrested right there. And then I think we may have missed the context that you're taking your current store and turning it into the dispensary, and then the place next door that you said was your uncle's is what you're moving your store to, right?
Correct.
That's
yeah,
the
it used
story?
to be a barber shop right before we took it over. So I took it over. I'm moving the Clearport over because it's 7 years, and it does justice to the neighborhood. A lot of people stopping in, getting fly every day, you know, and just need a quick outfit for the weekend.
Yep.
I think it's going to play a role especially when the dispensary and consumption lounge is right next door.
Yep.
I can kind of cater to everything. Like, you can come get fly and then come get high, right?
And kick
game over.
Oh, right next door. Yo, I love a good branding too. So, yo, people that can come up with slogans and stuff that just makes you want to rock. You like, like, that's the spot I'm going to.
Word.
I keep telling people they coming over to the other side. Like, it's
that's
different
my
over
love.
there.
Yeah, the other side.
You know?
The other side, what you guys did with the other side, again, we were talking about it. I was like, I want to know why you guys are going to call it the other side. Could I ask that?
Yeah.
You get it,
Alyza, Go ahead.
Why do you think I called it the other side? I want to know, because I want to know what people think, because I know people think a bunch of different
because,
things.
I mean, when we're trapping, I'm like, yo, where you at? Yo, I'm on the other side. It always means like I'm in Cali shopping, you know? Mm-hmm. That's in the trap world. So I don't know if you knew that. Like, yo, where you at? Nah, I'm on the other side. You're in the mountains or whatever.
Right.
Because that's the other side of the country, you know? That's where you're getting your work from. So that's what we called it all the time. So I don't know if that's what
Yo,
So
hey,
that's a good destination,
we
though.
got different lives, bro.
No, but Alyza, for you've named like probably 4 or 5 different the other sides that it is. So
Yes.
I think that's important because it's kind of showing that the other side is whatever it is for
it's
you.
relatable.
Correct.
Yeah,
It's for you.
That's really the point, for it to connect with everybody. And that's not my life, but
but I know your slogan is it's greener on the other side, right?
where the grass is always greener.
Where the grass.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
But for you, it's
That's
the
more of
other-
I love that corporate sense of like,
Yeah.
Well, for you, though, it's like the other side of being in the Navy and
Yeah.
certain aspects in your life. Same thing, certain aspects of your life. For me, leaving the 9-to-5 MSO world and doing it on our own.
No,
it's
when
something
somebody
for
says I'm
everybody.
on the other side, to me, I'm like, where? What's over there?
What
What's
they got?
Yeah, what's straight?
What they
What are
bring
the
some
prices?
back.
Yeah, so shit like that for sure.
But that's good.
In a lot of this, so my older brother is in music. He's part of the original Coke Boys, and trap was really his life. So although I went in a different direction, I went to the military and tried to transform my life that way. That was what he did, and he got some things that have happened, right? Yeah. So I always try to consider, like, weed has it means so much more to me, because it's not just my connection to it, right? My connection is really from a medicinal like, I was in the Navy, you know, I went to war a couple times.
How's that transition for you though, from being like an op to coming on the other side, you know?
We covered that in episode 2. We don't smoke with options.
Now you coming on the other side. Listen, I just gotta be real, man.
No,
you know,
that's the
that's what you're gonna hear right here. This is Jersey City.
Of course.
You know, Jersey gritty, baby.
Of course.
So, you know, that's what I'm saying. How's the transition for you? Is it huge, or is it?
Listen,
like,
my brother was always
because you couldn't
there.
smoke while you were on. So.
I couldn't smoke, and some people do still. So that's not necessarily stopping people.
And now you're like aggressively, constantly smoking now, or like, what do you?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I smoked when I was in like high school and
Yeah,
college. Actually, not high school, but college. I smoked when I was in college. I only stopped when I went to the Navy. So really, I stopped for the Navy. But I was always with my brother. So it was like we were navigating two worlds together, but doing it differently. Like I was working within the systems, you know, trying to get out that way. And he was trapping and doing music and playing, you know, doing what they say you need to do to get out the hood for the circumstances that he had, you know? So for me, the connection is I have my own personal connection, but then I also think about the people around me. So the other side is whatever it means to those people. You know, for me, the other side is the other side of my life where it's no longer about that military rah-rah shit. I'm chilling. I'm good. I did all that. I got up out of poverty. I'm trying to now make a way in a life for myself. And this feels good to be in this space because that like aggressive military lifestyle and like white males, I'm a black female, and it just wasn't, it gets exhausting.
Do you feel like that's your marketing standpoint where it's like more wellness based than?
Yes.
Oh, it's definitely wellness.
Yes,
Okay.
it's definitely wellness based, but that was always my vibe because, you know, I own Sweat too. And it was a wellness facility. So that is all really my vibe. Like, you know, mine was a VA connection, dealing with the VA, overprescribing me, them like, you know, getting me on all these pills, perks like candy. But when I see my brother, I'm like, this is a whole different situation. This was like, bleep. This guy was trying to really, you know, and then like that to just like, it's like he can't do anything but rap.
Word.
Yeah, because of the way it's set up.
Word.
He can't do anything but rap. Like, yeah, I went to the military and that was sacrificial, whatever. Like, yeah, you could die, all these things. But when you do get out, if you use these systems the right way, you good. I'm a vet and a disabled vet. America loves me.
Yeah.
America hates him.
Yeah.
And he's my brother. He's sitting next to me just like this.
Yeah. Word.
So it's different.
Yeah. I feel you. I love it. No, I love it.
This is not about me.
No. That was real. That was real. I love it. I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that other side. You know, that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's your story. That's like what's gonna. Because I feel like these dispensaries too, nobody's gonna last without the storyline.
Big
like,
facts.
Why?
Big
like,
facts.
Or you're gonna be a big company. You're gonna be like the supermarket.
Yeah.
String,
Well,
you know?
talking about storylines, you've had to recently.
We believe in that shit, but yeah, I definitely had to, due to some other issues. That was the secondary, I guess, legal litigation to come my way, and hopefully soon everybody's gonna hear about that on how that's pretty messed up on all these trials. But yeah, we've been, you know, this is a warrior spirit here.
Yeah.
You know, that's honest truth. You have to be a warrior to keep in this game and to
Facts.
kind of get to keep all these hurdles. If it was easy, everybody would be doing
Facts.
it, right?
Yep. I say it all the time.
And real talk,
Amen.
big shout out to you, Hatham, because you were the only person I've come across so far, 100% owner of your shit.
Yes.
Yeah, knock on wood. Trying to keep it that. We're trying to keep it that way.
Yeah.
But
Didn't
I
sell
mean,
a soul.
I'm not against giving away equity, you know, in the right hands.
course.
But in this climate, I feel like there's a lot of people
Predatory.
Super predatory.
trying to get sharks. You know, they're trying to get a piece. They're trying to get the whole pie. They're trying to. Like I've had
And it's
offers.
people y'all know.
I've had offers
It
from
is.
cats from like.
It is.
I've had offers from other MSOs, you know, and
That timer don't have like a ding or nothing on it, right?
and it was just, it's just,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's astonishing on what they're asking for.
Well, the fact that you got this far without giving up anything
feel me?
is
Exactly.
crazy, right?
Exactly.
It's like you got to really bring something to the table to get any of this.
To get involved right
But-
now, I got
get
it
it.
already on
I'm
a
here.
platter. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting handed like hors d'oeuvres right now.
But
dude.
when these other ones come in and quote unquote want to help you invest in whatever, they don't want 5-10%.
Nope. Nope.
Let me ask you something, because you guys are going through this. What do you think the hardest part of this whole journey is, or this whole like procedure?
It's becomes the money, but for us, it's money for something else. So it's the going through all the shit, getting all the paperwork, the permits,
The hurdles,
yeah,
the
plans,
local
yeah,
process.
Yeah, and all of that costs money. One, you got a lawyer, you got to pay, architects, fucking engineers to do the drawings.
Are there
rents every month.
any uncertainties on your sides?
Oh, it's always uncertainty. You know what I'm saying? They could just shut your shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what bothers me the most in this whole process. Investors pitching, trying to convince other people that you're going to make them rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit is annoying.
Yeah.
Because when they get it, it's like, what was all that for?
And in this atmosphere, in this,
Yep.
there's not a lot of money out right now that people are willing to risk on something that they see failing across the country.
That's always the conversation. California, everybody jumps to California, and I'm like, stop comparing. And it affects when you're trying to pitch and get them to see it, especially when it's investors that don't understand it. And one of our things is that we're trying to make sure that all of our investors are black and brown. So we're trying to just, black cats, Latino, women, like trying to.
God bless you guys. I'm like, I was at a point where like, yo, who wants to give me money? Let's go. Who wants to
run that back?
And everybody's like, we don't want to touch you, dude. You getting sued left and right. We don't even want to deal with you. So I give you that. I give you that because I'm like, I got no room to be picky. You get me?
I know. That's what it does come down to that. Yeah. So this definitely makes it harder, but it's like, our theory is like, if, we're going to build wealth off of this, if we have people invest in us, that's going to help them propel, especially if they have a piece of equity too, So we want to just be able to put money in our community, but they don't understand weed. So you got to first sell them on what you're doing, sell them on you, and then sell them on weed.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You ready?
What?
I'm ready. You ready?
Oh, for you to know Jack?
Yeah.
Oh my God. He gets so excited for this.
I think it's anticipation because I actually don't know the questions.
Jalen, did you put them in the Discord? Oh, are they? I see them there. Fourth wall. You guys know we got a little prompter.
Fourth wall, Jalen over here. He got the big screen up. He giving her the play-by-play.
Oh.
I still didn't look at the screen yet, but I see something highlighted on it. Fourth wall.
Okay, so one of our questions. How do they name the can? That's not how it goes, Jalen. We still got to teach him more about weed. How did they come up with the names of the strains? That's what he meant to say.
All right,
does it actually taste like the name? That's a good question.
Occasionally, and Hatham know this because he smoked everything. Sometimes the name is just some bullshit that somebody thought of because there's no regulatory body over cannabis and strains. There are some companies that do genetic testing and can actually trace your strain. So that's the first part. Sometimes it's just straight bullshit.
So you just make
always
random
bullshit.
See, I'm trying to be nice about it. Sometimes it's a play off of the strains that you crossbred to make that strain.
Man, I think it's always bullshit. I think it's somebody, whoever's the grower who smells it, he's like, this name is gonna sell this shit.
Yeah. Well,
all marketing.
Branding.
All branding and marketing.
Every now and then the name is like the terpene profile. So there's
So you think a cheetah piss smells like cheetah piss and tastes like cheetah piss? No way. Dude.
I know. I'll never know.
You get me? Like,
I'll never know.
Exactly.
No
way.
But I think he means like lemon haze, right? That's like
or
TNG
Dream does smell like tangerines and shit.
Yeah.
I think majority of the time it's all marketing.
Well, that's a fact.
It's like we don't know. We don't even have the mother sativa plant, the mother indica plant to even know what's what anymore. So we don't have the science for that.
Well, I got something with that. All the strains that say OG is not for like original gangster, no shit. OG actually comes from ocean grown.
Yep.
When they first started planting in Humboldt County, they were planting, obviously in proximity to the Pacific Ocean. They felt their weed grew better, had a different terpene profile and all that. So they called it OG blank. Because
I did not know that.
So like OG Kush is because they was growing Kush by the ocean grown Kush.
Yeah.
Wow.
SFV, San Fernando Valley, so it's all depending on those locations. That's what makes those brands. That's what makes
them what they
popular.
are. Yeah.
It's somebody that just creates. We're gonna name it gelato, and then somebody raps about it, and it becomes a national strain that everybody's looking for.
Yeah.
Runts. That was made up. Like all that.
Big facts.
So speaking of that, you just said international. So Corey, I know you used to travel a lot for work, and I know you be everywhere with. I mean, you told me you just all over the world.
Yeah, word. I take my shit with me, but yeah, go
The
ahead.
other side.
To the other side.
The other side.
Who has the best cannabis internationally? And I say this because y'all know I came from Mexico in December, and I bought the worst weed ever. Had so many. It was terrible. So I mean, maybe I just got bad weed in Mexico, but the one I had was not good. Where do you guys think is the best internationally?
All right, so I'm gonna first start with where it's not. I'm sorry, ganja is trash.
Where?
In Jamaica.
Oh, in Jamaica,
Yeah,
but it's outdoor. It's outdoor.
It's outdoor
because
grown,
if they smoke the California shit, bro,
They'd
be
shit.
on their ass all day.
Yeah.
It won't work. They told me that. He was like, yo, because I brought some weed with me. He's like, yo, we got weed here. I'm like, yeah, we don't got this weed.
Yo, I was on a bus in Jamaica. Homie just walked on the bus with a whole stalk.
Yeah.
Weed,
Well,
whole
those are the outdoor joints. You
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
find the private growers too that that's
Right.
like love it.
Yeah.
Because they love this shit down there.
But
too,
there's
so I
like
appreciate it.
in the country shit like lab grown fucking weed. So the potency is different.
All right, so that's where it's not.
And you probably out of the country more.
I think it's people that are trafficking it from Cali out there. Dude.
Correct.
All right, there's like brands like Tenco that sell like $15,000 pounds out in the UK. That's crazy, you know. But you could find California type weed, but you're gonna pay prices.
Oh
Right.
yeah, you're gonna pay that tax on it.
Yeah,
Right.
I seen Jungle Boys in Egypt, like it's crazy. I'm like, yo, what?
Or you saw Jungle Boys packaging in Egypt.
Nah, it was we seen the product.
Oh,
and I was
you
like,
see-
it was somebody bringing it out there, obviously, and selling
Yeah,
it for the
yeah.
high. So,
Nah, yeah. The most
but
advanced country is Turkey.
as far as like
Turkey?
weed from the actual spot, I bring my own. So I would look at you to say, yo,
Yeah, like the most advanced country when it comes to weed and all that kind of shit is actually Turkey, because they were like one of the first countries to like fully legalize and let all that kind of shit happen. Amsterdam, obviously,
You can
because
smoke weed in Turkey?
yeah, so like all of the technology
I never been
of weed
to
is
Turkey.
Thailand is popping right now.
Yes.
Yeah, Thailand is popping. Yeah,
Yep.
and obviously Amsterdam, because half of the industry
I knew
uses Dutch style
Amsterdam.
greenhouses
Right.
to grow anyway. But I'm saying the reality is the best weed in the world right now is coming out of Cali.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is what it is.
It used
Yeah.
to be Canada, you know. It used to be a
Yeah,
bunch
yeah,
of
yeah.
others, but now
Yeah.
those white boys got it right. I'll keep it real. I'll keep
And
it real.
you can buy
Nobody
Cali
grows like
weed everywhere.
white boy weed is the best type of weed. I'm sorry, like that's it.
Well, they get that potency up.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
No, it's science, man. You know, like people who
That is
live
true.
there
It
and
is
just like
science.
get busy. Like, I'm sorry. That's what's real. Like that's what changed the game. These cultivators are cultivating certain genetics.
Yep.
And just like, all right, they're going through 88, 90 phenos and picking out the best one.
Right.
And then they're like, yo, this is the one we're branding. And it's like, yo, we have a whole checklist, right? There's 25 points. If it doesn't hit all 25, 23 out of 25, we're not going to release it. So if it doesn't have white ash, if it doesn't have the right terpenes, the right smell, the right structure, the bag appeal, X, blah, 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 it has to hit all those points.
Facts.
So you want to do something like that?
I mean, I would love to, but we're not cultivators. But I am gonna work with a bunch of cultivators where I bring my own genetics and just be like, yo, this is what I want to grow, package it my shit.
Yep.
I want it to come out of mine, and then I can sell it to other dispensaries.
Yep.
You know, just try to feel out the industry, because I feel like if you're gonna be stagnant, again, we talked about this, ideas, right? Like I'm always throwing ideas out there.
Gotta be creative.
The next move.
Yeah, the next move.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you always got to be moving forward. So that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah. We gotta
That's
load
why
it
the
up.
consumption lounge is so unique. There's only 10 states that are happening. That's why when you guys were there, I'm like, all right, let's go. I like that. I like that other people out here are going to try to take risks. You know?
Yeah.
But it's going to really be just like everybody else opening this. I just hope you know Jersey City. You know, Jersey City is a different beast.
Yes.
It's a different animal.
Yes.
Like downtown is not Jersey City. You get me?
Zeppelin Hall's not Jersey City?
No, Jersey City is Jersey City. Like if you're in the hood, like you have to be able to impact the local community.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it is changing every day.
Yeah.
Like even in my store, I see a bunch of people that just moved in a couple months ago, a couple years ago. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out in the next 5 years.
But still, you're right. You're right. Because we were just talking about that on the last episode, like going into these communities, and if they're not engaging in the community, like I think one thing that kind of made it easy for us is that when we did go to the board, like, yeah, you had some challenges with the school, but when it came to convincing them, you were already active in the community.
Oh
so
yeah, you know who I was.
Easy.
If you didn't know who I was or what I did, giving out turkeys every year.
Yeah,
for
that's
the
what I'm
last 7 years,
saying.
like shit like that, like you were living under a rock. Absolutely.
Exactly.
And that's why I looked at the rules and I'm like, wow, these regulations are really written for someone like me. You know,
Yeah.
someone who got locked up for this,
Yep.
lived in an impact zone all his
Yep.
life, social equity.
Yep.
Blah blah blah.
Top of the list.
Check. Yeah. So it was interesting to me to see
That they should've
somebody.
blocked you.
Yes, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful that the city council, and the planning board and all these governing bodies were able to see through that, and they were just like,
Yeah.
yo, if anybody does deserve it,
Yeah.
it's you.
And
Because
shout
they
out
could
to
have easily
Rosemary.
been like, nah.
Oh yeah, they could have deaded you. Shit, we.
I
saw
think
shit,
if
we saw-
I to keep it real, to be honest, Corey, I feel like if it was anybody else, they would have been like, nah. I feel like truly, if it was somebody else, they would have been like, nah, this is not it.
Well, that goes
Nobody
to-
would have been able to get through that.
That
Like,
goes
that's my
to
personal
you,
opinion.
you being where you're from, and like actually invested into the community.
And also like the behind the scenes like journey too,
Yeah,
like the shit
yeah.
that the people you had to talk to and shake.
Yep.
This is like a campaign.
Yes.
You guys know this.
Yes, it is.
It definitely is, yeah, for real.
You guys have to go sell yourselves
Yes.
to all the people, city council,
Yep.
all this, so they
Councilman,
understand like,
yep.
yo, this is the person that's going to be operating this regulated business in my neighborhood.
Yep.
This is why I should not fear it.
Yep.
Hold up, shout out to who's the councilman of the Heights.
Yusuf.
Yusuf.
Yeah, shout out to him because he actually come out to the cannabis event.
Yusuf is
Yeah,
the man.
he
Yusuf,
be
I told,
rubbing elbows.
I
He
told
out.
Yusuf, he's like everybody loves him though. Everybody
Yeah.
loves. He doesn't beef for him. He's like friends with everybody. He kisses hands and
Yes.
shakes. He kisses babies, shakes
Shakes
hands.
hands.
My bad, yeah.
But he really
still
out in the
kisses hands too. Yusuf, shout out to you, man.
Nah, he could do.
No, what I like about Yusuf is that he gets it. Like, you don't have to be a consumer. You don't have to be like an advocate. You just got to be someone who just respects it. You're
Yeah,
like,
but I also feel like that you should be weary too about how many you're allowing in your ward, right? How many dispensaries? Because again, we might kill an ecosystem,
Uh-oh.
and then what happens when you kill an ecosystem?
he wants to talk that talk.
When you kill an ecosystem, what happens is these small businesses end up dying. The MSOs, the multi-state operators, come in, buy these licenses,
Yep.
and then it becomes conglomerate. Where we
Yep.
were talking about, Philip
Yep.
Morris is going to own this whole industry soon. So it's going to be like that.
Yeah, Anheuser-Busch, Philip Morris, Monsanto.
And what happens is your weed isn't craft weed anymore. You don't
Yep.
have no love in it, and then you start buying. That's why nobody goes
Yep.
to the dispensary. You're
Yep.
calling your dealer, and they're drawing the prices down, and there you go, your tax dollars. So it trickles down. It's like a domino effect where you lose everything once you oversaturate the market.
And that's what's going on in Cali now. Cali,
Oklahoma too.
Yeah, it's a lot of states where literally they throwing away weed. You know, on the legal side, they grow that weed. They got the points that they got to hit. They can hold it legally for a certain amount of time, and it's either become an extraction weed,
Yep.
or if it don't have a terpene profile, it's probably just going in the trash.
Yeah.
It'd be plant biomass.
Yep.
You know, that's one of the reasons I needed a consumption lounge.
Yes.
I was like, yo, look,
Yep.
I was like, I throw parties my whole life. It's like nobody knows how to throw parties like me. I can bring out 200 people on a Tuesday, easy. Like with one text message, you know what I mean? Like that's what we came up on. That's how I was surviving for the last time.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, if I have my spot, that's gonna draw traffic, especially even if there's 50 dispensaries out there. Like,
Right. You'll stand
I got
out.
100 friends that are gonna pull up and come chill with me and
Yep.
smoke with me, bring their friends.
Yep.
We'll circulate the motion. But
Yep. Well, respectfully, City Council, you might want to listen to this because I get that everybody doesn't understand the details of it. So we just gave you the whole play so you can understand. Because to be real, bro, like I want everyone to thrive too, and everybody's like,
But, let me ask you something. Have you mentioned this to anybody?
Have
you
I?
feel this way, but have you mentioned this your opinion about this to anybody?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
To them? Yeah, you voice
Oh,
your
we
opinion.
vocal,
to them?
huh?
Yeah,
Alright,
well, I
cool.
talk, yo,
I love it. Alright,
yeah,
cool.
anything I'm
'Cause
not
I
with.
think like, yo, we assume that they know.
Nah.
This is everybody's first time doing this. We assume that they know what's happening.
True, but also this is business. So if it's a new industry, like I get that they want people to have opportunity, and I do too, but you can't have too many of us. Everybody can't come. I'm sorry. Everybody can't come. And you don't want to, I know you want to be this city council person that like seems like they're really supportive, but it's like if the market fails.
But then how do you pick who's the chosen ones?
Listen, best man wins. They're looking at
work?
who.
There's no work.
Well, we're talking about like the community work.
Oh, okay.
Like, are you really here?
Yeah.
Shit, we saw people when we got approved. They sit up there like, oh, I've been in the community 2 years, but they got like 6 lawyers. We talked about this.
Yeah.
They little whatever shop. I'm not gonna put people on blast. They whatever shop wasn't affording 6 lawyers.
Right.
Right. We got 1 lawyer. You got 1 lawyer.
The face in this space.
I got like 5.
Well, he got
now you got that.
For other situations.
Like,
other situations have 4 certain things.
I'm on an OJ shit right now.
Oh
I got
my
a team,
God!
dude.
But you ain't get bought out by some
3
of these
different
people.
firms, 4 different lawyers. Crazy, bro.
But a lot of people. What he's saying is that the person who's just a face in a space, if they have a spot, like, we was in Hoboken, the Hoboken deal, they had somebody who, it was a restaurant, and basically a MSO came in and was like, you want to tear this restaurant down and make some real money?
Yeah.
And boom, they gave them the place, and then homegirl went to the board as the face, reading from a script. Like, it was the most disrespectful thing ever.
I think everybody knew this was a money game, though.
Of course.
I mean, of course.
And that's why it's so crazy for me to be like, and I'm like, to see how this is moving and like how much real like effort, and a lot of people and their hopes are high.
Yes.
Like, paying rent for their spot for 6 months, 8 months, 2 years.
Right now.
Listen, if you're listening, this is a 2-year journey, and maybe you might not even be into build out.
Yep. And it's a gamble on top of that.
It's a gamble. You better bet on yourself. And that's why I could understand why these sharks are circling the water, because they smell blood in the water.
Oh, Cats is nervous. Cats is already selling.
Yes.
You know what I mean? When you start looking up some of these local dispensaries, Google that name and see all the other states it pop up in.
Yep.
And then you know where the funding coming from. That's for real.
I think people don't really understand like how much this really costs. So what do you think a range of... Hold on. I don't mean to open the dispensary. I mean just to try to get the license. Everybody always asks Corey and I that. What do you think it is?
To what? To get to your conditional, or to get fully through when I'm ranging all the way through to your actual license where you're ready to start
conversion.
To conversion.
Let's say to convert that shit.
To convert it, I'm gonna say anywhere between 100 to 150. Right, so I think more 150. I think more 150, but you can get away with doing certain things that's not like, because there's a procedure now. You understand people have been through it. You understand what you need. You may not need certain things, but it can go up. It could go more too. It could be like 150. I think it's 150 to 200,000 to conversion.
And then after
goes
conversion, left, then you gotta
you gotta be
you have to have another bag.
And then you got to do your build out or construction.
But that's not build out. Yeah, then
that's not build out.
You got to pay for your construction. You got to pay for your odor mitigation, your HVAC system. Then you got to pay for your vault, your security, your inventory, your payroll, that's why you need investments.
Yep.
And you need you have to pay for rent and your lease or your mortgage for
the whole time.
the whole shit.
And the insurance. The insurance is crazy. There's so many different insurances that you need.
Yeah.
That's
It's an interesting process that they think like a regular person is gonna be able to go through it. But I mean, you gotta pay to play. Again, if anybody
that's the myth. That's the myth. It's like, hey, we're doing this so the regular guy can get in. But then all the rules and structure to do the shit make it so a regular guy shouldn't be able to get in.
It's really not easy.
Or gal, I should say.
It's really not easy.
So hold up. He's been Mr. International. He's got the packs laid out. What's the best weed you've come across?
The best
or
weed,
the best handful brands that you know and love and trust?
There's only a few moments that I think certain strains are like tied to certain memories for me, So there were strains like Zookies when it first came out, or Sunday Driver when it came out. The original strains, the original cuts. Right now, there's the pink Zush, the whole Tenko joints, the pink Zushi, the blue Zushi, yellow Zushi. there's the butcher joints. So it's like, it's like all these strains are coming out. I'm loving all that. But so far, what I've tried that is like hitting the market, like some grade A blue Zushi was the tastiest that I've tried so far, which is crazy because those shits go for an expensive buck.
So is that like your favorite strain? Period. Like
right now, it is right now.
Okay.
Right now, it's like period. I mean, period. It's the sour.
Yeah.
Sour.
Okay.
Old school popcorn sour.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I want to
Me
be able
too.
to when you had it in a Ziploc bag, you walked in somewhere and
Yes.
Yeah.
and your mom was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Get the fuck out!" Like I used to get in trouble for weed my whole life, So it's that type of shit. Like it's like you walk into a restaurant, and everybody's looking at you and judging you. Type of weed smell. Yeah, that.
How does your
I'm
family
Granddaddy
feel
Perk.
about it?
I mean, it's at a point
they
right
treat
now.
you?
My mom is like, actually, she's like, yo, when you move in, I want to come in with sage and throw, salt water in the corners and play Quran and stuff. She was like, because this evil eye is no joke. You got a lot of people looking at you, and so
She said they put the evil eye on
they were like because look at everything. She was like everything that's happening. She was like, stop telling people. I'm like, yo, mom, they need to know. We need to tell you the story or whatever. My pops is gassed. He's like, yo, I'm gonna be in the lounge chilling, and so it's like it's interesting to see how this plays out and like people are hitting him up like, yo, I saw your son in the newspaper. That's crazy. He got this. He got that.
Yeah.
So
They
it's gonna
gotta
be
be
interesting to
proud.
start like teaching an Arab community too in Jersey City about weed because I think it's always been in our lifestyle with hash, right?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
hashish,
But it's
so
not like in America. It's not
cannabis itself. It's not American.
Right.
Yo, stop putting the evil eye on Hatham.
For real. Somebody, send
He's
the
really
prayers
a good
my way,
guy.
please. Yo,
Bless
send the
him,
prayers
bless him.
my way. Nah, it's all. Yo, we're gonna get through this, whatever, regardless.
That's wild.
Listen, bro, it's really been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming.
No, I appreciate you.
Like, this is really history in the making. This is the first day. This is going to release on next Monday, but today when we're filming, this is the first day of Black History Month. So to have, people of color, we're here
Straight from
Jersey
Africa
City,
too, baby.
right?
Yeah, what do you mean? This is
Egypt,
straight
okay.
African too, baby. I've been to the motherland.
We
This
here.
is 100%. No, and this
This
is
is a
somebody
beautiful thing.
and I think something that's very important in our culture is seeing somebody that looks like
Yes.
us, talks like us,
Yep.
dressed like us, actually moving through the
Yep.
journey. Because
Yep.
when I was doing this, that was amongst like 10 other applicants that were really doing it. So when I was the first objection and it went through the playing board, I was like, oh, this isn't gonna go well, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody has done. And people were hitting me up like, yo, I'm watching this. This is better than March Madness right now. I'm like, yeah, for you, dude.
I know.
This is crazy for me right now.
I'm
This is my
living this.
life. I'm over here watching that. There's thousands of people watching this damn planning board thing, and I'm like,
Yes.
dog, this is gonna be nuts. I'm gonna get smoked.
Yo, that's,
And I'm there getting frustrated on camera, and my lawyer, and Rose is texting me. She's like, stop.
I know.
Shut up. And I'm like, nah, they don't, yo, come on, I'm born and raised here. Like, who are you? I've never seen you in the hood. Like, I acted right, and I just shut up the next time. I was like, all right.
Oh shit.
But it was, so it's like, it's very important that we see somebody who looks like us again,
Yes.
talks like us,
Yep.
is from the place that we're
Yep.
from. So we understand that this shit is really possible.
Yeah.
And really doing it in front of you so you know it's real. Like,
Yeah.
not
It's
just
real
talking
life.
about it.
I come from nothing. I come from no money. My parents don't own property out here. Like,
same.
we born and raised out here from the mud, like from scratch. I know, like, I went to school here. I fought here. I had my first kiss here. This is everything I am, So to build a business here, it's phenomenal. Like, I just want to see, like, I always been trying. Look, at Jersey players, like, I always tried to put Jersey on the map,
Jersey on
like
the
Jersey
map.
City now, always. And to have this opportunity to do this and become probably one of the first consumption lounges to
Pioneers,
open
bro.
up. Yeah, that's insane.
Pioneers.
Blessed,
I'm so
that's
proud
what
of
I'm
you.
saying. No,
Yo,
no,
I'm so
likewise.
proud of you.
And likewise,
Yo,
and
I'm
likewise.
so proud of
No,
you.
and that's why when I seen this beautiful place, I'm like, yo, I see you guys about to fucking turn this up.
Yeah.
And, in this corner right here, like, just murder it. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
There's enough room for everybody to eat.
Of course.
And everybody to just spread love, spread light.
Yep. But city council, y'all really do gotta chill.
Help a brother out.
This is sometimes, too much is too much.
Oh, one
hey.
last thing for you, kill it.
What up?
Because by the time y'all see this, happy birthday, Alyza.
Oh,
Wow,
thank
your birthday's
you.
coming up?
Thank
Happy
you, thank
birthday.
you. Yes.
What day?
It's on the 5th.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
So this will come.
I hope you
this'll
get a
come
good
out.
gift on Monday then. or on
Yeah.
Tuesday or whatever the day.
Yeah.
I'll be away. My wife and I are going away. I need a little break. Yeah, I've been having a lot going. You
Better be
know,
on that Zoom meeting just in case. Because you know what might happen if like 3-4 of those joints get postponed.
Oh, you talking about the planning shit?
Yo, she gonna be back for that.
You see how much Hey he worried about. I'm telling him I'm going on vacation. He worried about my planning board meeting.
Fuck vacation. This is you'll rest later, girl. You better put. This is where the money is right now.
I'm gonna be back by the planning board.
I was here. Look, I've been here for 2 years. I haven't been on vacation. I'm like, yo, I got to be here for this. I got to be here for that. Damn, I got to be courting here. I'm like, yo.
I know it's terrible. You need a break.
BizCom is a vacation.
But I filed my.
That was work.
But I filed my conversion. You know, so it's like now we weigh in. Now, thank you. Now it's everything's
We here.
Word. That's huge.
It.
So now
Big.
next step
Wesley
is just
pushed
waiting
that through.
on fingerprint and Wesley
Wesley pushed that through, yo.
He knows the deal. Yo, God bless you, Wes. Seriously, he's been like, yo, I've been following your joint. Like, I'm sorry you were going through this and that.
Yeah.
Like, that's real. That's real advocacy, you know.
Yeah.
You have to be
He's
in tune and plugged in. So shout out to him for sure.
He's a great dude. Well, listen, tell people where to find you.
Yeah, man. You can shout Hey Wonder on Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is. Catch me at the Clearport 759A Bergen Avenue, which is going to be actually 744 Montgomery Street by the time this airs.
Yep.
And of course, when the dispensary opens up,
come support.
Yeah, come check
Pull
it
up.
out. Come chill in the lounge. Come kick
Pull
it.
up.
Smoke one. Party with us. Yeah, we'll keep this moving, baby.
Yes.
And we still don't have no fucking outro.
Yeah.
It's all right. We out.
Thanks. I appreciate you guys.